Welcome back to Dime Gaming Bros.
Put your butt away.
That was just me smacking my balls on the chair.
Because you have a good history of that.
I do. Hey, they still work. They still hold lots of piss. Lots of piss. Maybe too much piss. I am one of your sniffly co-hosts, Spencer. I'm joined by Jelking Man Jacob. He's in the cuck chair.
I love the cuck chair. This is my favorite seat. The only complaint I have about the cuck chair is it creaks.
It does.
So I can't, properly cuck if you can hear me being cucked because the chair's creaking. It needs to be, a silenced cuck chair. You need a silencer on the cuck chair.
I will consult
Really,
the
you
people.
just need some WD-40. Be a dad. Accept it for once in your life.
Dude, unlike my slew of unclaimed children that I have before me.
I prefer PB Blaster, but WD-40 is just fine.
Every week I wake up with more dadisms. It's getting a little concerning. I'm gonna need to contact my exes and double check, just to be sure.
PB Blaster tastes better than WD-40. WD-40 is too sweet for me.
Listen here, Bobby. A man's got to have his WD-40 ready to go.
Shut the fuck up.
My feed is filled with King of the Hill rap songs, and I can't get rid of them. It's really annoying. Because he's in because Hank is in Fortnite. So thusly the 3D model is accessible for the people. The people, like Overwatch, they're using it for very appropriate and safe for work purposes.
Right.
And it's a lot of surprisingly good rap bars. It's kind of disturbing, and my feed's full of them, and it won't go away. I don't even like King of the Hill that much.
Doom the Dark Ages released May 15th, 2025 for Xboxes, PlayStations, and PCs.
That was yesterday, basically.
A month ago.
Basically yesterday.
Almost 2 months. Moving on to the story.
Lamau.
I have question marks. I don't know. Can you recap the story?
No.
Okay.
So you were front loading many negative thoughts.
I didn't even tell you that many. I just said I fucking hate this.
That was enough.
And it's gonna be spicy.
And then I was resistant to the urge.
You were like, no, I love it. It's slow and boring, and I'm actually good at this game. I want to like it.
The plot has the exact same problem that Eternal does. It's a lot of really shiny shit and no anything. It's one of the demons wants power. That's basically it. The plot is. I tried.
Yeah.
I don't usually have problems.
I know you tried harder than I am, so that's why I'm kicking this one to you.
It's a bunch of scenery hopping. There is very little justifications before why you are in these locations. There's very little. It feels arcadey that. It doesn't feel like a campaign very much because the explanations given for major plot points happening and the transitions between different levels and areas feels really tacked on. And then because of the way the game is made, unlike 2016, it doesn't have a lot of contextual information to kind of gather what the fuck's going on. But it also then throws a million things at the wall like Eternal did, and it's these are all really cool and shiny and dope. What the fuck do they mean?
A lot of the scenery technically changed, but it all felt the same.
I think that is just because there's so much of it, and I think that's more level design, which we'll get to. Story-wise, I'm going to need to go through this again.
There was one point where I was playing, I took a break, I came back the next day, which happened a lot, and I started the level inside someone's stomach. It looked like that level out of Halo 3, and I was like, Halo 3? What? Oh, yeah, I did get swallowed by the thing yesterday, didn't I? Okay.
There's a lot of that.
And that was the only time that I had a grip on the story.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, including the inclusions of the dragon areas and the giant mech areas. It's very like, oh shit, we're making triangles now.
Yeah.
Like, Eternal, because there was so much gameplay going on all the time, because it had more literal verticality, but like generally more systems going on, it was able to distract from the fact that the story, while it had a butt ton of information, wasn't terribly coherent or interesting.
Yeah.
This one, because the gameplay is fairly stripped back and very repetitive and not that great.
You're spoiling.
I'm agreeing with you, sadly, mostly, kind of ish, but
Maybe.
the story doesn't. The story doesn't do it.
No. I don't even know the name of the princess that we save. I don't know why we had to. I literally don't remember.
Yeah, no. Presentation wise,
I was gonna say, moving on to visuals, the cinematics look incredible.
Yeah,
It's like a Blizzard game. Like the cinematics are like some of low-key the best part of the game.
but kind of, but sadly they use them way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, so 2016 I think had a really good balance of like controllable moments versus cutscenes, and then like cutscene transitions between levels and shit. Eternal had a lot more cutscenes, but they felt very. They were always so chock full of exposition and changing locations and character dies and new character. It kind of feels like that method of like a lot of shit happens.
Weird.
All during the cutscenes. They look great, and I think that for this one they're better because the aesthetic is so much fucking better. Holy shit, I love it. Everything visually speaking about this game, I'm creaming myself about. Whether it's the actual in-game visuals, the cinematics, and the... It's got so much sauce on it.
It should.
It does in that department. I had like no visual problems whatsoever. No real pop-in, textures changing.
The next thing is sound design.
So much better than the previous games. Holy shit. Please don't disagree with me. I prefer how this one sounds.
I didn't write any notes on this one. I was like,
you never do.
It sounds like doom.
It feels like they beefed up a lot of the sounds quite substantially. I'm not entirely sure if it's just the quality of the recordings got better, or what they did to them, or how they're mixed in the actual game mix. The sound design of this game, when I am in it, I'm so in it.
It sounds impactful. So like, especially
Extremely.
when Doom Guy jumps off anything taller than 2 feet, it makes the big tank landing.
Fun. Yeah, like
boom.
Unlike Eternal, whereas that was part of, I think, why I didn't really like the additional verticality and all the... It felt a little too zippy, bouncing around all over the place.
That's gameplay, though.
But it was also paired with sound design that was like... It wasn't like tank hits wall, tank hits other wall.
I mean, that is your life IRL. So
that's true. I would know about that.
To that.
Yeah.
My complaint with Doom Eternal was like, anytime a perk was ready to use again, it made a really high-pitched pinging sound. And a lot of those notifications were high-pitched, and it kind of hurt my ears. But I still like Eternal.
Yeah.
It's sound.
If I had to turn my ears off, turn my eyes off, and then just compare the three, I think I would be able to very easily tell the difference.
Yeah,
even if like we cut the soundtrack, just pure gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that this is definitely my favorite on that. But I think a lot of that comes from the design of, well, the general aesthetic and time period, quote unquote. And more having to design new noises for all of these new weapons and all that sort of stuff because the gameplay's so different. On that note, the score is pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't even try to be Mick Gordon, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
It uses some of the motifs, but like I was listening to this before I played the game.
I haven't.
I cheated.
Wow.
I was too curious. I was like, I need to know before I walk in. It has less hype moments and aura to the music, but it's still very good.
Interesting.
I've been listening to it pretty consistently.
I would say the most that I heard it was when I was in an arena and had to find the one freaking demon that still had to die. And that's when I was like, all right, I just need to hunt this little shit down. And so that's when I would notice the music and be like, oh, this is actually fun battle music.
Yeah. I think it works better in the arenas and in the cinematics, or even like the very scripted moments. During regular gameplay, I feel like maybe it's just my headphones or whatever. I do feel like the mixing definitely decreased it, but I think that was probably conscious because there is no rip and tear type moments, which I think it was a good idea not to aim for, because that you're not going to beat that. I think that that's a noble effort of trying to do their own thing. I quite like the motifs that they did use. I've listened to it's like a 30-track soundtrack. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it was like a 4-piece final.
It's big
album. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it like twice through before I started playing it, and then I've been just kind of bouncing it around for funsies.
Yeah.
Generally, pretty solid. Like, I don't know what genre of metal I'd put it in, but it's good music in general. But it definitely felt like they knew they had to aim for something different, and I think that it works surprisingly well for that.
When we move on to gameplay, I'm going to show you. I color-coded my notes.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to start?
I think that I'm going to end up agreeing with most of what you're going to say. Don't let me argue it unless I actually disagree, because otherwise we're going to be here all fucking day.
Okay. And like I said, I was really, really hot playing most of it, and then I watched a video or two. The Ackman was one of them, and actually I watched his I was wrong about it video. I didn't even watch the real one, and that helped tone me down a little bit, but not entirely. Enemy spawn in is borderline bugged, especially with limited movement. I appreciate that the game keeps easy fodder enemies respawning for easy health or armor or ammo, depending on like how you kill them. But I don't like when they drop in right behind me as I'm clearing an arena, causing a bullshit death. Some of the gore nest rooms were really rough too. It's not just me. I've seen clips online of people running around the room like waiting for the spawn, and then suddenly like a giant vagary or the Komodo drops in and just one-shots them. It seems like a very strange problem even to have, because the load screens are very, very quick. They're like almost immediate. And yet the spawn in is bullshit.
I agree. I think that less comes from where like the amount of enemy spawn placement, and it more comes from the fact that it's basically entirely horizontal maps.
Yeah.
There aren't 2016 had a lot of enclosed spaces, even in its arenas. You had random tunnels to bump through, so it was able to hide them a lot more, or put them, coming out of, everyone, you've seen an infinite enemy generator inside a game, like a black hole in the wall. You're like, I can't go over there. There's,
Right. I'm not going to put my back against that.
Right. It had that, and then Eternal, because there were so many levels of verticality, could literally drop them. Yeah. Like, wherever the fuck they went, you're like, I bet there's somewhere they came from. It felt better like that.
Yeah.
I think because almost all of these maps, including the especially the slightly open world ones, which are very not open at all, there's just nowhere for them to put them. Yeah. So instead of coming up with your classic Halo dropship type shit, or even, look, there's a cave with a hole over there, I can't go in that, like, even that they don't put any effort into doing, so they just end up kind of being like,
yeah, and they're right behind you and slashing you, and you're dead.
Yeah. I think that also has more to do with enemy selection. I think that the balancing on that front was my biggest aggravation in terms of death and difficulty. This games definitely are on the easier end of the three, but it also feels the most poorly balanced. Yeah, it's got a lot of, why is this enemy type here? Or, there's way too many cannon fodder in this room. Why is this big open area have nothing in it? Oh, there's someone behind me. Like, it has more of that problem, I think, than... Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the balancing on that one that doesn't feel like a numbers problem. It feels like a specificity thing that they didn't really hammer out enough.
They made flying a neon jet-boosted dragon boring.
Yeah, dude. I was so fucking mad.
The flying is fine. It's surprising how well it worked. But combat is basically a QuickTime event. You hold down the trigger, and you have to dodge the enemy's attack at the last second for a high-powered shot. Do that 3 times and the enemy dies. There were some ships that you could chase at high speed and shoot down, and that was probably the best thing with the dragon, but I'm not sure. I think that they only die at set points in the map, because it felt like some of them took much longer to die than others. Like, I'm putting shots into this thing. I can hear every time my bullets hit. And it just, like, it took forever to kill some of them. There is, at the very least, something fishy about them. They took a lot of bullets.
My thing on that one was more that the mech sucks. Those were my two massive hype elements for this.
They made piloting a mech suit boring. How the fuck is it possible in a post-Titanfall world that somehow mechs in games can still be boring? Combat is minimized to punch, parry, and sometimes a special attack.
It looked really good, but that was it. There was no difficulty to it.
You get a gun once in the whole fucking game with your mech.
I think I was so distracted by how agitated I was with those two elements being so hyped up within the marketing and then so disappointing that the difficulties and qualms with the gameplay didn't bug me until the second half of the game. The first half, general gameplay-wise, I like the implementation of a larger melee system by comparison to the previous two games. It's still so shallow, dude. It's...
Goes in last minute. The melee options, there's 3 different melee options. You can do like a super punch, or you can use the mace, or you can use the freaking Zweihander, basically.
Yeah.
And they give different perks, and you can level them up. I stuck with the mace because it gave me armor infinitely.
Yeah,
And then the same thing with the shield.
The shield was more of a navigational tool for me than a gameplay element.
4 different things I think you could throw on it. It would, if you parried, it would like pop up a gun that would shoot enemies automatically, or cause like magic runes to chase people down, or it would like split the ground and hurt enemies. And there's one more. I don't know. I used the gun the most often, I think.
Yeah, it's entirely functional, but to effectively sell the game as they did, the thing that got me so fucking hyped, other than like the visual distinctions, was the stand and fight moniker. Really got my jimmies going, because we have like the first game was classic run and gun, and then we had whatever the fuck Eternal had. I don't remember what the hell it was. But it was like another like 3-word little blip of what the gameplay is like. And it was like shoot and jumper. I don't fucking know. And that I wasn't a huge fan of generally. And then this was, they really pushed it in the marketing. It was like stand and fight. And ping pong around the map because all the melee shit kicks you back like 30 feet every fucking time. It was so frustrating. And there's so many reused animations. Holy shit. And they got rid of glory kills. I can't even explain why that's evil. The executions suck.
I'm okay with not having a constant stream of glory kills. It did get to be too much in Eternal. And I see what they were trying to do with this. Like, every once in a while when it did a glory kill, like, it would randomize a glory kill in with melee kills. It was like, oh, cool. It is a nice, 3-second breather as you're in the middle of combat.
But it's down to RNG and it's not controllable. Right. And that's what, like, the fact that there's so many glory kills in, especially Eternal,
right.
It was your own fault as a player, kind of.
Like, but it also gives you the perk of extra ammo and shield.
Right. So you can do it all the time, but you didn't necessarily have to. It's the easier option to use, and it looks shiny. So like that'll get repetitive, but it is still because like you're still making the choice over and over again to do it. This just it's like 1 in like every like 5 enemy kills maybe. And the execution animations are like a third of the time of a glory kill. Yeah. It's so little and it's not enough. The ones that they have animation wise look decent, but they pale in comparison.
Back to my color-coded keywords.
Oh boy.
The map automatically marks where secrets are, making secret hunting a breeze and boring.
Ubisoft game ass collectibles.
Also, in the last few levels, only in the last few levels, did they start using color-coded doors. they are really straightforward and kind of a boring slog because of the objective marker showing you where the fucking key is. I hate the Cacodemon. Oh, no, wait, that's the next point.
My general agitation with the exploration and kind of a non-combat gameplay boils down. I think the best way, it feels cheap. While the game, especially on the visual department, pulls so many stops to look incredible, and it generally like functions extremely smoothly. They explicitly said that they wanted to move away from an open world level design, which I appreciate because I feel like Eternal did a little much on that front. Whereas it felt too open and there's too much random bullshit not to do, but there's so many ways to approach so much of it that it felt like I'd go like 8 minutes without combat, and that was kind of boring.
The open worldness was just handled weird. It felt like Destiny-ass shit.
Yeah. Whereas Dark Ages, because the vast majority of the maps are flat with like mild incline changes, every like cliff face or weird rock barrier or like, it felt like playing Halo 5.
Yeah.
Not that bad, but it had that similar, not necessarily there's a kill timer on every single corner, but so much of it is inaccessible. And I want to take Dark Ages systems and put it in 2016's maps. There's very little difference between but I think you could make that function at least as a working model. You could make it function because the spaces are smaller. It's fairly faster paced on that front. You have your basic movement animation type stuff, but there is a way less verticality. But that's mostly in enclosed spaces, or you're on the precipice of a fucking mountain exploding or whatever. And it's like, well, no shit, I can't jump over I mean, I can jump over the edge. I'm going to die. There's nothing to do here.
Right.
This one just stops you from doing it.
I hate the Cacodemon design. It's boring.
I knew you'd hate it. I knew it.
It's boring to stand there and weave between its attacks before being able to do anything. I wasn't able to find a way to interrupt its attack. You're literally stuck waiting for him to go through the entire attack. This makes for an environment that lacks strategy.
Lamau, what is strategy?
Throwing the shield is fun and makes for some interesting strategy. I personally wish it had a kinder auto-aim. It was hard to hit some of the smaller enemies at a distance, especially the stupid fucking Revenant, who again has an uninterruptible attack pattern. I finally resorted to sticking my shield up his ass so he would sit the fuck still for a minute. It's the stupid ghost thing that just turns into a ghost that you can't hit. He just shoots you, and you can't interrupt his attack. The game feels like baby's first Doom game.
Kinda.
The guns are given to you at set points in the game. You can't find them early in the secrets. While there is some, there really isn't much strategy to working your way through hordes until the last couple of levels. Obviously use the plasma gun on the guys with the blue shields, throw your shield at the enemies with red hot shields, but then that's kind of it. You can use any of the weapons for pretty much anyone else, so just find a playstyle that works for you and do it.
That was my other largest agitation, was the... Well, in 2016, you certainly should pick half of the weapons to upgrade versus not upgrade. Mm-hmm. They all still had a place, at least every couple of levels, where like, this would have been extremely useful. Those had secondary functions that would also then have weirder secondary functions when you upgrade them. This one's just like fucking skill points, but money. It's just money upgrades. They don't have any secondary functions. Your melee gets upgraded really easily. And then I used 2 guns.
You can play the whole game with a favorite 2 weapons, plus the plasma rifle, and just be fine. I think this is the main point that so many early voices were trying to say with, it's not Eternal. No shit, but why? And is that a good thing? In Eternal, you pretty much had to use your whole arsenal, including switching between grenade types. In this game, you can play with 2 or 3 guns and be bored the whole time.
Yeah, I only really changed them up to feel something, and then I would go back because my upgrade points were in
something
two
else.
weapons, and,
Right.
and of course one of them with the shotgun. Like,
I had the same problem, I think, in each other game, but the weapon wheel is still finicky.
mm-hmm.
You literally have to click the right bumper and then throw your stick towards the weapon. You can't do it as one motion. It's very fucking annoying. Even with it pausing time or slowing time, it would still cause so many problems of like, that's not the fucking shotgun. I need the shotgun, and I'm dead.
I didn't think I was going to be as bored playing this game as I was. What basically all of my complaints end up boiling down to is I wasn't engaged very much. I was liking what I was watching, and I was having a decent level of fun. It's not even mid. It's still like, if it wasn't being compared to two much better games, this would still be probably a pretty resounding success. It's not even poorly designed. It has some pretty large hiccups in it, but like, because we're comparing it to two other games, and it's the same team, so how did we get a downgrade?
It sounds like you're wrapping up, and I'm only halfway through.
Oh, fuck me.
The guns are cool as standards like the shotgun, plasma gun, rocket launcher, and some new ones like the chain shot, the pulverizer, the ravager, and the impaler. It took me a while, but I think I could appreciate that you have a lot of weapons on a small weapon wheel. You have to press square or X to get the other version of the same gun. I think that's a better system than the mods in 16 and Eternal, I think, did that. For example, if you have the combat shotgun, you can press square for the super shotgun. Same thing for the grenade launcher turning into the rocket launcher. With that, I honestly can't tell the difference between the pulverizer and the ravager. They look exactly the same side by side and fire pretty much the same. It's a cool idea, a gun that shreds skulls and uses the bits of bone as ammo, but even with it leveled all the way up, it still kind of sucks. It doesn't stun enemies, and the hordes were never grouped up tight enough for me to really find a good time to use it, especially compared to the shotgun. Anytime I used it, the really easy enemies would die quick, and then I would have to circle strafe the tough enemies for a while. Also, I didn't use the chain shot until it was fully upgraded, because it was too slow to charge up in the beginning. I only started using it when to get the mastery on it, and by then, it was a great inclusion in the arsenal. By today, I've mastered every weapon but 2. I just need to grind them out.
Damn. I didn't think you were going to keep with it.
I was really close to having it all by the end of my first playthrough. I just had to go back and collect some of the missing gold or whatever. I need the 2 last Wraith Stones to get the mastery on those 2 guns, and then I'll have it. Each gun has 3 skins total. 1 you get with the gun, 1 you can find in the secrets, and a gold one for mastering that weapon. Seems like a pretty lame inclusion to only have 3 skins.
At least it wasn't monetized.
That's what I'm waiting for. Deadass. Now that all the reviews are out, I'm waiting for them to do that.
Oof.
To this day, one of the trophies is still bugged. It is purchase every weapon, shield, and melee upgrade. In one of the early patches, I got this trophy despite only being a quarter of the way through the game.
The fuck?
To be honest, though, I am very, very close to earning that trophy anyway. Like I was just saying, I need to master 2 guns, and then that's it. I'll have legitimately earned it. It's been done already, but I'm going to repeat the complaints about the God of War elements. Finding the wolves to destroy is fun. That lets you engage with the level design. But it doesn't do anything new. So whatever, I guess. Using the shield as a key, sometimes, is a great idea. If that meant losing the shield in combat and being able to adapt to combat without the shield, just like God of War does.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you just throw the shield and do the thing, and then you call it back to yourself and move on. There's no fucking point.
I wanted interesting combat loop. I really, really wanted interesting combat loop. That's part of what I mean when I say it feels cheap, is it feels like that's a spot where you would include an in-game cinematic or something to differentiate between, gameplay moments. Instead of it like you would have a different like default stance. It would change the way, at least slightly, at least that melee weapons work. And yeah, running like 8 minutes in a level while the key is doing its thing would be fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
But no. The general... They really tried to sell this one on being more Metroidvania, and it's less. It's drastically less.
In closing, I was all in favor of them cutting multiplayer and whatever fun extra thing for a, quote, solid single-player experience, end quote. But with this game feeling so undercooked, it feels like that was a lie. The marketing also called this more of a bullet hell, like old Doom games, and I was excited for that. I'm not so sure I agree with that either.
No.
Most enemy fire tracks towards you. That's the piece that pissed me off like so bad. Most enemy fire tracks towards you. Plus, most enemy fire clips through most cover, and your shield gets fucking tired. It is rage-inducing, especially when paired with the poor enemy spawn-in system. The only time I was like, oh wow, a bullet hell, was literally the second and third to last bosses. The big fat guy loads his big arena with bullets, and then the first time fighting the last boss. There was quite a bit of bullet hell in that boss fight. And then that's it. I wanted it to be like old school Doom bullet hell, and I never got that. It felt like the enemies still swarmed on and around me like in 16, but it just didn't work. Like you were saying with the stand and fight, it didn't feel like it was doing what they sold it as at the very least, or what they even wanted.
It was, instead of it being a moment or two of like you effectively basically stay in spot, do combat, and then because you know either need to move to a different part of the map for another objective or whatever, when you get tired, you just run.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get tired, and then you can't run that far, and then you have to go back to it, and it doesn't.
Pretty much, if your shield got tired, you were fucked.
It kind of felt like trying to use Halo Reach. I'm doing the Halo comparisons, fuck me. But it felt like using Halo Reach's sprint in the way that you would use a traditional sprint button. Like the complaint when going backwards, like now trying to play Halo Reach, and then everyone has sprint equipped, is it doesn't function like a normal sprint would. That was never the point. The armor ability system was kind of cooked, but that was whatever. But like trying to do that now, and it just feels like a waste of time, of development time to even include it. Like, we're just going to put this on an arbitrary timer because you need to use it if your shield gets tired, and then you need to fight off more enemies, and then there's too many, so you have to move. But it doesn't do either part well. Mm-hmm. Either fighting while moving, basically you have to do it out of necessity, or being able to stand there and just beat off a lot of dudes. Like, you can't really do either. You have to bounce back and forth between both of them.
So that's your frustration with this game, is that you just couldn't successfully beat off a lot of dudes?
Basically.
Okay.
It felt like 2016 did both of them better. Like, 2016 was still extremely movement-based, but you could kind of sit there and fight a couple of guys somewhat well, and then you would move, like...
Doom has always been about circle strafing.
Yes.
Except for maybe 3.
Yes.
And you literally can't even do that in this game.
No.
I feel like a dad trying to review this game. I'm mad, and I'm also disappointed. The Dark Ages is such a cool idea on paper. This honestly feels like it needed another year to get polished and improved on. The problem isn't that nobody cared. There's care in it. There are just a lot of piss-poor choices that stack up quickly to make the game not feel great to play.
News. More positive things.
From PCGamer.com, the cover's blown on 007 First Light, IO Interactive's stealth action game starring a young James Bond. After some teasing and years of quiet work on Project 007, we finally know what kind of game the Hitman developer has been cooking up for the iconic character. A short trailer that debuted during Sony's June State of Play gave us a look at 007 First Light's original version of Bond, the many locations the story will take us to, and a release date. Well, okay, a release year. A lot of details are packed into the opening conversation, 007 First Light's announcement trailer. We not only get a sense of the tone IO Interactive is going for, but a broad picture of its version of Bond through the eyes of its handlers. They describe him as a bullet without a target, much like how creator Ian Fleming conceptualized the character back in 1953 as a blunt instrument wielded by the government. This Bond is young, naive, reckless, and unbelievably lucky when things go awry. A perfect lump of clay for MI6 to mold into a dashing killer. First Light's announcement trailer has moments that look quite a lot like Hitman. No shit. As Bond ducks behind cover and tosses objects at enemies, but it also seems to have the kind of explosive action set pieces ripped right out of the films. Unlike Agent 47, though, this baby-faced Bond has a lot to learn before he can truly take on the role of MI6's spy extraordinaire. 007 First Light will be released sometime next year, 2026, for PC, Xboxes, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch 2. IO Interactive didn't give an exact date at the end of the announcement trailer during Sony's June State of Play, but it did promise to reveal more about it later this summer. This is strange to me. I have an asterisk of like, I want to be hyped, but they're also doing that Tomb Raider game at the same time.
That's IO?
I'm pretty sure so.
No way.
I think so. Because they were like, oh, it's going to be like Perfect Dark. And I was like, oh, cool. That will come from your Hitman experience.
That just doesn't sound right.
I think so.
Because Crystal Dynamics Square Enix still owns the Tomb Raider rights. They gave it to a different team than Crystal Dynamics. Fuck, who is doing that next game? Because that one's also been in development for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. That just does not sound right at all.
I think it is. Because they related it to Perfect Dark. I was like, oh, cool. From the Hitman people. That's good.
It's Crystal Dynamics again and Amazon Games, and it's going to be an Unreal 5. That would be a weird match. I don't think that would work.
All right. That makes me feel better. But yeah, it makes perfect sense to do James Bond from Hitman. Because, like, Hitman has peaked.
It has. The last one was kind of a dip in quality, if anything.
You didn't get to play that one.
It's very big. They're borderline treating it like a platform now. They're just adding fucking shit all the time.
Seriously.
It's huge.
I
I was very impressed with how good the in-game cinematics looked so far.
I didn't get to see it. I stink. I'm big stinky. But I think it'll be kind of good for them to do Bond because it's slightly different. It's a little bit more action. It's a little bit more faster pace than Hitman. So it's not just walking very slowly. Shut up,
I'm turning it off. I'm sorry. I do agree.
So yeah, it will help like bring a little bit of spice of life into their gameplay design, and that'll probably change other things coming out in the future. Because Hitman like just feels good to play. I just suck at stealth, so I can't just walk through a throng of people. I have to run with a frying pan, and that gets me spotted. But James Bond can run with a frying pan. And then pull out an Uzi. And bounce bullets off the frying pan with his Uzi and kill people.
I do agree. I also think it's kind of a good idea for the Bond IP because there's been a lot of back and forth between the people who own the rights and all the different studios about films and blah, 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 blah. We had a nice definitive ending to Craig's time. They said they wanted to take a little while before they introduced the new one. And like yesterday, we just got the announcement of who's going to be directing, and I would assume writing, the next movie, which is a whole new thing. It's Dennis. What? Great.
You just throw the letters in a blender.
Great pick. Great pick. It's also fun. They did ask Nolan. They just flatly asked him if he'd do it, and he's like, "I have a contract with somebody else. Fuck you."
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
So if, God forbid, they want to pull some chicanery and try to smush these things together.
I hope not.
I hope not. But even if they do, it would at least make some semblance of sense, because this is a game with a in-game model based off of a real dude, but he's a game actor. So I don't know. For once, it doesn't smell like tie-in game. It feels like this is just a game with the property name on it.
Although I was just about to talk about it. I've been trying to stock up on the GameCube games. In general, GameCube games. But I've looked at some of the Bond ones and been like, that looks good, but I don't know how good they actually are, because they're not like movie tie-ins. They're just doing their own thing. They don't even have like that year's current Bond as the face. It's literally just a guy.
I don't remember liking any of those games, but I don't remember how many of them I've played.
I think there's like 3 of them total. It's like Nightfire and 2 other ones. But I don't remember. I don't know. I gotta do my research.
From Marvel.com, PlayStation Studios, Arc System Works, and Marvel Games have announced the latest in tag team fighters, Marvel I'm American, fuck you. Fighting Souls. Experience the Marvel Universe like never before with the reimagined characters and stage as a heart-pounding soundtrack, intuitive gameplay mechanics, and jaw-dropping visuals that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Generally, a team versus fighting game requires the player to learn multiple characters, but for Marvel Tokan Fighting Souls, you only need to master one character in order to play the game. We have designed the mechanics in such a way that you can perform a variety of actions with either traditional fighting game inputs or simple inputs. With the press of a few buttons, multiple characters can appear on screen to provide backup or attack together, creating a new and exciting team versus battle experience. One of the mantras that we have for this project is "From Japan to the World." Baird, who I believe is the game director, states, and really trying to take not just the IP, but the gameplay mechanics and say, what can we take from Japan, the creators that are doing awesome work here, and bring that to a global platform. Fighting Souls will be available to play on PlayStation and PC in 2026. Dude, the fucking art style on this shit.
Really?
So fucking good. Fuck. I think the fact that it is a team versus game, like a tag team, is definitely something to keep it kind of apart. But also, this is just low-key another like Capcom game.
And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite really, really, really tanked in the community. So
yeah,
they're trying to win people back.
Yes. I think that the character selection looks pretty solid. It's also not doing any like 2.5D bullshit, which is nice. That always irks the fuck out of me. I really fuck with the art style. It's like very large character overhauls for the most part, but they also feel incredibly Japanese, but also feel like I could see this in a book. Every character is going to have 15 Peach Momoko skins, and I'm so okay with that.
Okay, I'm in. From GamesRadar.com, it's a long one. Resident Evil Requiem is the official title for Resident Evil 9. Yes, that's right, Capcom revealed the next Resident Evil game at long last, and better yet, we even got a release year of 2026. With a reveal trailer dropping during Summer Game Fest 2025, we got to see our first look at the upcoming horror game, and thanks to some previews and more details dropping during the Capcom Spotlight Showcase 2025, it's also ready to be one of the biggest new games headed our way. The new entry in the series has been a very long time coming, with Resident Evil Village releasing 4 years ago in 2021.
You feel old yet?
Do you remember gooning back in 2021?
I never stopped gooning.
Ever since a fairly brief announcement last year that Resident Evil 9 would be coming soon, aka it was gooning, fans of one of the best survival horror game franchises have been holding out for more, and after 2 very mean fake-outs at Summer Game Fest 2025, we finally got a glimpse. The first Resident Evil Requiem trailer shown at Summer Game Fest introduces us to Grace Ashcroft, the confirmed daughter of Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and 2 protagonist Alyssa Ashcroft. She appears to be working as an FBI agent in the wake of a virus outbreak that is sweeping the continent, which should have every Resi fan's skin tingling, as she's urged to face her past. A series of flashback stills play out as Grace struggles to compose herself, interspersed with shots of a decimated Raccoon City following the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3, before she suddenly finds herself strapped to a gurney and screaming for help. Then a man sits with his back to Grace, telling her that she's the one he's been looking for, the special one. That's funny because Spencer was once told that he was special, but it doesn't sound like this kind of special one.
I was told I was special by someone who had his back turned, but then he turned around and it got worse.
Turns out it was your priest.
I was going to say my uncle. Oh, wait, my uncle is a deacon. It's close enough.
The new entry in the series has been a very long time coming, with Resident Evil Village really... We already read this shit. Blah, 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 blah. It looks like Resident Evil Requiem is bringing us back to the series' roots, the Raccoon City disaster. Grace Ashcroft is... What the fuck? Resident Evil Requiem's gameplay looks like a mix of all the series' greatest hits. Capcom has confirmed that players will be able to fluidly swap from first to third person perspectives as Grace, as seen in our hands-off Resident Evil Requiem preview, off the back of a popular post-launch RE8 update that let players do the same during Ethan's last adventure and that of his daughter Rose in the DLC. According to the official Capcom website, Resident Evil Requiem will launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC platforms in February of 2026.
A bunch of the interviews that have happened since this reveal has basically just been, guys, we couldn't do Leon again because he doesn't get scared anymore.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
I think that that's incredibly funny.
It's a really good thing.
Yes, he's definitely going to be in this game.
I want an action game with Leon because that's what makes him fun.
That's true. He's definitely... he's got to be in this somewhere. He's almost certainly going to be in it. It's
going to
just
have a segment.
Yeah, but not gameplay-wise. Or at least not being the primary protagonist, which is cool. I haven't played through 8, so I'm a little surprised that they have pulled away from Ethan Winters' whole family saga bullshit. I don't know if that got wrapped up cleanly or if that was just kind of dropped. I tried
playing the Rose DLC and it was so fucking slow and boring. Like, they literally slowed her character down so that it lasted as a 3-hour story DLC. So
Oof.
I got pissed off and stopped. I don't think it wraps anything up.
Maybe we'll come together and squishy. I don't know.
She'll be 10. The 10th game.
I like that you can switch between first and third person. That's pretty fucking neat.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited. Unlike the last time I was in Raccoon City, which was Welcome to Raccoon City, which can eat my ass because that movie was garbage. I am really glad that we're actually going back to that setting because the nukes have gone off. It's gonna be different.
Unfortunately, it happened in 6, the one that everybody loves to despise.
Including you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so going back to a setting that we haven't seen in ages is really cool. Also, just all of the stuff surrounding the trailer and the trailer itself was giving, like, mid-2000s grindhouse horror movie vibes instead of it just being... like 7 has wonderful vibes, and I love it for that. 8 looks good, but different.
Yep.
9 has... it's more 7, but also has... you know that aesthetic that the Silent Hill movie had that doesn't entirely match with Silent Hill as a game series, but also was pretty fucking cool?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of like that type shit. It looks very, 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 very filthy everywhere all the time.
It came out a year or 2 after Jeepers Creepers and Saw.
Yes.
Like, it's got that grime on it.
It's got that grime on it. It's got that sepia tone ass looking shit. It looks like everything is hyper saturated, metaphorically at least.
Yeah.
Like the camera is nearly blown out by the certain colors. Like it's got that. It's barbed wire everywhere and all that. It appeals to my sensibilities, and I think that is very intriguing.
Blown out like your back last night.
I wish. I need my back blown out.
Read the next one because it's funny.
You know who did get their back blown out? Bungie. From Kotaku, Bungie announced that Marathon, the Destiny Studios, Halo Studios' next big game.
You really want them still tied to Halo at this point?
No,
I don't. Keep failing after failing.
That is true. Next big video game has been delayed and will no longer be launching in September. The company gave no new release date, but promised to add features and make several changes that players had requested after Marathon's alpha test earlier this year. Through every comment and real-time conversation on social media and Discord, your voice has been strong and clear, said Bungie in a post on its website. We've taken this to heart, and we know we need more time to craft Marathon into the game that truly reflects your passion. After much discussion within our dev team, we've made the decision to delay the September 23rd release. Kotaku has contacted Sony and Bungie about the delay. There's a bunch of stuff in the article, but it just wasn't terribly relevant.
I can catch you up quick. It looked like shit. It looked boring as fuck. It looked plain as fuck.
In the post on Bungie's official site, the dev team says it has a few key areas it needs to focus on, including making NPC enemies more challenging and engaging, improving the visual fidelity. The team also plans to add proximity chat, a highly requested feature that exists in most other popular extraction shooters, but wasn't going to be in Marathon.
Yeah, you literally made Destiny with better AI enemies than what you showed in Marathon. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's like two lanes of complaints. One of them, I think, is just completely unavoidable because I just don't think that this was a great idea of changing the series into an extraction shooter.
True story.
Despite the fact that I do think that the trailers for this did look decent. I do fuck with it, but the general bit is like it has no real reason to be Marathon. So that means you don't have lore and you need to add a bunch of shit. It's like, well, that was your base problem by doing this. And then the second one is just like it's more like a hero shooter with extraction elements instead of being an extraction shooter. So it's like you need a lot of time. And
it just looked like ass. I
like the style, but the fidelity is really low for how much money they're pumping into it.
It needs more polish on it. Like the style could work. It just looks like generic placeholder graphics.
Yeah. Best of luck to Bungo on that one.
The shooting and looting did look good. Like, it has the potential. I love to hate on it because it's funny.
Yeah.
But it does have promise. They just need to bake it longer.
Yeah. Like, drastically longer.
Yes.
But we know that they're also not good at baking things because both Destiny games have been on the market for a very long time and still didn't end up being very good at the end of their run. So no matter how you add in your content post-launch or even during development,
I just got back into it for $20 and it's I'm riding the high of like, wow, look at 5 years of things I've missed out on for $20. This isn't bad.
Yeah. I'm still mad about the fact that the first 3 Destiny DLCs were on the fucking disc. I'm still that is inexcusable. It was in the game and they literally just paywalled it.
Yep.
And 2 kind of did the same thing with some of its later DLCs. At least it had a story. Cope. Kill me. You know what doesn't need copium? That was the last one.
From Kotaku.com.
What?
Soon, we shall return to the foggy and creepy streets of Silent Hill.
I'm stupid.
Yep. As Konami has confirmed that a remake of the original PlayStation-era horror game is in development. Silent Hill, in case you heard that Spencer is stupid. On June 12th, during Konami's Press Start Live event, the publisher announced that Bloober Team, the studio behind 2024's Silent Hill 2 remake, it says excellent, and I've heard conflicting reports.
I have heard pretty unanimously solid.
Is now working its magic on a remake of the original Silent Hill, a game first released over 25 years ago. I wait until they're both in a box set. I am a patient man.
I don't know if I'm that patient. Silent Hill 2 remake is very high on my list.
I'm not playing fucking 2 remake before 1.
Well, that could be like 5 years from now.
We also forgooded to include what's coming up in July.
It's going to be a good year for Silent Hill, though. Because we have the new movie, which looks not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least sounds not bad. We have 3 new games. There's the weird interactive movie game bullshit. There's F. And then there's this. That's a lot. There's a lot. Silent Hill is still kicking.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is coming out on literally everything July 11th.
I can't believe that they're trying to remaster that fucking dog shit, dude.
Donkey Kong Bonanza hits Switch 2, July 17th.
Ooh, Donkey Kong.
The Golden Tee Arcade Classics is hitting literally everything July 17th. Monument Valley 3 hits literally everything July 22nd. Killing Floor 3, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC July 24th.
But does it have a solid state record soundtrack? I don't fucking think so.
I want to play 2 so bad because of that. You don't know.
I think I do.
Super Mario Party Jamboree and Jamboree TV hit Switch 2 on July 24th.
Nobody fucking cares about Mario Party.
True story.
You didn't have to keep going after the third one.
Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, hits PC and consoles on July 29th.
Dude, it finally got delayed, but now it's coming. Oh my god, I'm gonna come.
And then Ninja Gaiden Ragebound hits everything July 31st.
Yeah, this is a boring month. It's mostly
much.
Nintendo shit.
And your Lord of the Rings RTQT farming sim.
Motherfucker, you're the one playing Stardew Valley right now. You can't get mad at me about that.
You can eat my ass. I got a cat.
And I'm gonna make tea.
Spoilers. Mafia, the Old Country, comes out in August, and so does Gears of War Reloaded.
Yup.
And Metal Gear Solid Delta Alpha
Yeah, the
Foxtrot.
ginormous remake of 3.
Snake Eater.
Yeah.
More like Dick Eater.
Why you sell world, big boss? Hey, boss. God, that series
Ooh.
is so weird.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle gets a DLC in September.
Oh, shit. I'm waiting for that to be like $40.
Yeah, seriously.
Got a really good reception, but just like not quite hot enough for me to rush the fuck out and go get it.
Oh, Mr. the Rossman will be happy. Final Fantasy Tactics comes out in September.
That sounds like a dumb idea. Who the fuck wants that bullshit, you fucking weebs? Which silver-haired anime twink is this? I don't know. They're all silver-haired anime twinks.
Speaking of weebs, we watched an anime.
It's borderline not really an anime, to be honest. It
has the art style tropes.
kind of. This was actually one of my strong opinions, I suppose. So yeah, Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, the first season came out a couple months ago.
Netflix exclusive.
Got renewed.
Do you remember the studio? Because I certainly don't.
I don't. So it
It
was.
looked familiar, and that's strange to me because I don't really watch anime.
I think a lot of the video game adaptations have been running with the same couple of studios.
Oh, I did see a bunch of the Castlevania stuff when it came out. Maybe that's why.
Powerhouse Animation Studio.
Huh.
It's a Texas studio. It's not real anime.
Cringe.
So aside from any of the actual quality of it, I was bouncing around. Half of the time I was watching the show, I was like, okay. So it wasn't pitched and like announced as an anime, but it was very clearly got that smell to it.
You got that stink on it.
But then, yeah, I mean, yes, but I like it. But as I kept watching, I was like, it's still very American animation type. It's in that spot in the middle where almost all 2D animation now has a lot of like anime inspired elements, like motion blur and stuff like that. But it wasn't. It was made in Texas, so thusly it is at a bare minimum. We can use the one like real rule. It wasn't made in Japan. It's not an anime.
She Naruto runs.
A little bit.
She legit did. There was the gala in like episode 2 or 3, I think, where she chases the guy down.
Yeah, no, that was in 1.
Oh,
Yes.
so much I paid attention.
I really like this.
I don't.
Really,
I'm not bored as fuck. But to be fair, it felt like any other Tomb Raider property.
That's fair.
To most of a point.
So my initial, I guess, excitement was the fact that it was announced to be canonically after the current Crystal Dynamics trilogy, and it was supposed to be like a tonal smush together of those mega hardcore, super gritty demons and shit, and the literally you shoot a fucking dinosaur of the OG games, which it sounds like Crystal Dynamics is moving towards with their upcoming series of stuff. So I thought that was a good pitch.
I think it kind of weighed it down because they're equally referencing some of the games, and I've played through them and paid a lot of attention to them and didn't really care about how it connected to those games. I was like, that might have happened. I don't even remember at that point, but why are we even talking about it? It's not... There's no good reason to be referencing those games, except for maybe like some of the drama with Jonah. That's kind of it.
I really like those. I like the connective tissue. I'm not like the biggest fan of those games. I, in fact, have multiple specific criticisms, which we have discussed numerous times. But like,
the second one was peak.
Second one was peak. I don't know. I like that it felt like connective tissue, not because I'm like super mega invested in the story, but I feel like it while it clearly was referencing things that have happened, it felt like it stood well enough on its own. It also felt like all of the episodes had, while it's 8 episodes and it's serialized, it is supposed to basically just all be one big chunk you're supposed to binge, but all of the episodes had drastically different settings, so they kind of felt episodic in them. So it's like I can go like the jungle episode, or
right.
The jungle episode with the alligators, which is the only real animation I want to bitch about. There was one sequence where they had 3D logs and they looked like ass.
You need to show me, because you need to get on your soapbox and show me like 2.5D and 3D mixed with the 2D. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't see it. I haven't seen it.
I suppose I'll have to fix you. I was really impressed with Haley Atwell's performance.
Yep.
1, because Mother. But 2, I didn't know it was her at first. I knew it was in my brain, but she genuinely gave a really good fucking performance.
She literally sounded like Lara Croft.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, am I sure this isn't just the actress from the games?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Jonah
also, was really good, too.
I liked the supporting cast. It is very trope-heavy in terms of we have big man Blastoise. Myself insert all the time. We have
That's not true. He's like Buddhist. It's okay. It will all work out, and you're not. You're like, I will walk through the fucking wall.
Okay, it's what I want to be like.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. And then we have, I don't know. I felt like the friend group was still small enough, and it also it is pulling from, especially the first game of said trilogy.
Yes.
The one that was the most traumatic.
Yes.
I don't know. It felt like a small enough cast where it felt like I got to, not to know the characters in their own interpersonal stories, because it is very surface level action focused.
Yep.
But it felt like it was enough, and also none of the characters annoyed me. And that's a big thing when you have like the trope characters in a friend group, is none of them need to annoy me.
Fine, you're forcing my negative take before my positive take. I was going to try to do it the other way around. I fucking hated the guy in her ear all the time. It was some Kevin Hart shit, and it pissed me the fuck off. He was omniscient. He could see what they were doing despite only being in a Bluetooth earpiece. He would actually shut the fuck up for like 10 minutes and then only quip at the end of like a really good emotional beat. It pissed me off really, really bad. It ruined the show. Damn. I did not like his quippiness at all.
That's didn't like love it.
Your soapbox Marvel shit.
That's true. I don't know. I didn't like love it. It just didn't feel like it was completely overdone. But I don't know. I might just fuck with Jonah so hard it pulls for the rest of the group.
No, not Jonah.
No, the other one. No, I mean, yeah.
Cyber.
I think you mean Cypher.
Whatever. I was thinking cyberspace.
I was thinking Bible Man.
My positive was I liked how the puzzles worked. You didn't have to be the smart guy and understand how the puzzle actually worked. They were just like, oh, spin the thing, and then did a montage of spinning the thing, and it looked really good. So that was good.
Yeah. I mostly liked the animation. It's not actually a qualm with the general 2D animation itself, but I feel like a lot of the intros, like the credits and the title cards that were rendered like in like big 3D mega ultra realism mode really detracted from the rest of the show. I wanted like a
cohesiveness.
I guess like we knew that that's what the title card looked like beforehand, but like you could just do that with hand done 2D animation and that'll be fine. You know, at the beginning or the end of that, but when they just drop it and they're like, look, it's like a brick. It's like you don't have to do that with like a 3D rendered object. You can just do that in 2D. Like I don't know, that bugged me because it would take me out of it for a minute. I'd be like, oh, what? All right, I'm watching a video game thing instead of just like watching the 2D animation.
That's how I feel with with watching something that's trying to be anime or is anime, is like it still has those anime tropes that I'm not used to, like the giant rock falls and starts rolling towards them, and the character pauses and goes, and it shows the eye like glisten. It's like, run! Don't show the fucking eye glisten. Like, or a character jumps and it freeze frames on the foot leaving the ground and shows like the dirt following the foot. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's anime shit. I'm just not used to it. It's fine enough, but it's a style thing that I don't quite get overall, not just against Tomb Raider.
I liked how many different cultures were included within like the settings.
I hadn't thought of that.
It started off being like, look, it's a what was it? The first box is like, oh look, they're in somewhere in what is it, Chile, I think. So like Aztec shit, and then they're like, hold up, there's another one.
Let's go to China.
Literally, and then they're like, a Turkish guy was here, and then they go over to fucking Turkey. Like I like it. Felt properly Indiana Jones shit, like real globe trotting. And it also tied the plot itself together. Like they're gonna get all the MacGuffins and then they're gonna end the world. You know, but to do that, to make it interesting enough for me to give a shit, you have different episodes with different cultural textures to it, different like traditions they're interacting with. Different characters are better suited for other environments, which actually felt kind of video gamey, where they're like, oh, thank God Jonah's here, because otherwise you're fucked. Like it felt like they balanced the friend group dynamic well for that purpose.
They definitely Deus Ex'd Jonah more than once.
Oh yeah,
and that's
just
annoying.
my goat though. that's just you gotta have a big man on your team. That's how your tank always works.
Episode 7 is technically the finale, and then 8 is like a really fun like bonus tomb. That is also a cliffhanger leading into season 2.
Yeah, that was really weird. I'm not sure why they did that.
I really enjoyed the bonus tomb. That was really fun.
I liked.
And then they were like, extend this to season 2, please.
It did. If they hadn't been extended, I would be mad about it. But because I already knew that it got renewed, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like it was a good episode, but the fact that it ended in such a way is like, well, you know, at least it's continuing.
I think it was my favorite episode, just because it was mostly like, let's just do a tomb, and that was fun.
That's fair. Tonally, it's something I was kind of impressed about. I think around episode 3 or 4, it does feel like it hits a balance between the like, look, death and killing people is really hard and shit, and then Lamau go shoot a dinosaur. It obviously doesn't really lean into either camp, but especially considering how fucking intense the Crystal Dynamic games can be.
Yeah.
This one borderline feels like PG-13. Like there
maybe
is
even PG.
Maybe like there's a level of innuendo that's present, I guess. Not like a lot of it, but like when they do a fuck word, or not literally a fuck word, but like I don't know. Whenever
they showed a booba.
They did show a booba. I don't know. Whenever they do something,
I paused it. I was like, wait a minute, that was full booba.
Like whenever they do something properly lewd, or they have a good chunk of blood or something, it's like, oh yeah, right, they can do that.
Yeah.
I think it is a TV-14 rating. I think. So it's spicy PG-13, but like, I don't know. I like that. I like that the fucking opening one has her doing bullshit on a bike in a dress. I was like, that was
legitimate.
That was what I was hoping for. And they said like, we're gonna bridge the tone of these types of games. And I'm like, oh boy. And then they're like, yes, trauma and killing people's really hard sometimes, and that's very bad. But also, dude, she did a fucking kickflip, dude. It's like that's the shit that I was really excited for. Yeah, it was fucking cool. Just like, of course she had sneakers on the whole time.
Of
course she had a knife.
She's in a dress more than once and sneakers every single time.
Yep.
It is TV-14.
Yeah. I liked it. I didn't love it. I'm not dying for another season. I'll definitely watch it when it comes out. I would say the lower end of the animated Mortal Kombat movies we have so far.
Yeah, low B, high C tier.
Yeah. I'd rather watch the 2018 movie, but that's also because it's a movie, so it fits my brain more. And Booba. It's alright.
Yeah, it was fine. It was kind of a struggle to finish it near the end because it was getting pretty annoying, but I did.
Dude, the first thing when they did the epic villain reveal and they're like, "Look, guys, he's hot. He's at the gala." And it's like, oh, I just was like, it's Deathstroke. It's just Deathstroke without an eye patch. So the entire series, I'm just sitting here
That's
like,
funny. I didn't even think of that.
every time, just I don't know. There's a way that when they do this like Silver Fox thing, and it's the same beard type, and I'm like, where's Dick Grayson?
Or the guy screwing the princess in Creature Commandos.
True.
Rick Flag Sr.?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
That's the show. Thanks for listening. Come back next month.
True.
We might have actually released one of the 4 or 5 that are baking.
That's my plan for this week. That's all my free time this week. I have nothing else I need to do.
We'll be talking about Gears of War.
Yes, we will be talking about Gears of War. We're about to go play it. It's the Ultimate Edition.
Couch co-op.
Yeah, well, no, it's not actually on the couch, but
Whatever.
But yes. There'll be more stuff.
We should probably do another one of the Netflix series.
Probably.
I know there's other properties, not just Castlevania. There's one other that I know is on my list.
I think Devil May Cry isn't out yet.
That's the one.
If I remember correctly, that one's not out yet, and then it's Tom Clancy that they no. Devil May Cry came out. It sucked.
Oh.
Apparently. And then the same studio is doing one of the Tom Clancy property, Splinter Cell.
Oh, right.
That just got announced. I don't want to do DMC. That one looks bad. There's definitely other stuff.
We'll find something else then.
We might just want to rip it and go back to Castlevania.
Ooh, or the Resident Evil movies. I have them all on disc. We don't have to do all of them, but we can do the first one.
That's probably true.
That one's campy enough.
That's true. We'll swear. We'll get something cooking.
Yeah.
Thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/dimecomicbros network. Give us money so I can afford to buy my video games as they get more expensive because I'm broke.
There's also a lot of Resident Evil anime cartoon shit
That is
on
true.
Netflix.
I don't think I can do those though because I haven't played all the games, so I'm not sure about placement. Because the vast majority of those are canon, like story elements.
Ugh.
Don't worry about it. We got time.
We could. Oh no, we can't do that one. That's not video games. Terminator 0. We're kind of reaching on that one.
Yeah, we're reaching on that one. There's plenty more stuff for us to do.
Fine. Jetpack.
Yes, Jetpack Comics and games. You can buy video games there sometimes. There's also other game things like tabletop games, board games, card games, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon and all that shit if you're fucking gay.
Tekken Bloodline came out in 2022. It's TV 14, 6 episodes.
Maybe.
Oh, that's weeb shit on weeb shit.
I love weeb shit. I don't actually